Why am I blurry?
Because you're out of focus.
Goodbye, everybody.
Focus, damn it!
Oh, well, picked up that one.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
Oh, this is going to be a nightmare.
Hello, everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Average Blokes Podcast.
Jackson's experimenting.
Shut up, we're allowed to experiment, Troy.
We're experimenting with using my mic and his mic less than a meter away from each other.
And I can do this, and it's not annoying to him at all.
It's annoying to me. Does this feel annoying?
We're just pointing our fingers at each other's face for whatever
This
reason.
is proof that we're in the same room.
And without our living creatures.
And my arm separates from its body.
You stop looking at yourself. You can look at that camera.
You know what I found funny, right?
Oh, go on.
I like looking at myself.
I mean, that's fair enough.
What I find funny is the fact that you got that new camera right,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at the quality difference between these two. There's
They're
very
the
little
same.
difference,
They're basically the same.
except apparently one camera's more racist than the other. Because here I've got a browner arm or tanner arm, and here it's more white.
Well, there's two things, right?
Tan
One is the
versus
lighting,
white.
and two, there's filters on one of them. One of them's brighter than the other for some reason.
Yeah, I noticed that one. I noticed how you. Why I've got the good camera on me?
Because you deserve the limelight.
Logitech's racist.
Not really.
It tries to brighten things up.
I'm sorry for everyone who's listening. I'm like, because I'm going to be editing this thinking, was this really worth it?
You probably end up getting rid of it completely.
I mean,
to be honest.
one of us will have decent recording audio. Otherwise, it's going to be frustrating because I'll be muting this track while that track will be going, if that makes sense. So
Look,
there'll be like a lot of editing where I'm muting this part of the track, and then you're talking there, and then when I talk, I mute your part of the track.
I mean, that's basically how you're going to have to do it. Or what you're going to do is you're just going to have to use one of these, and you're probably going to use yours, and then I'll be quiet in the background.
See, the thing is too, like, there's actual those I'm not sure there's like a turntable, like you actually pay a shitload of money from though, and it's like we're not here to run a business. We're just here to talk to each other.
What's a turntable?
It's not really. Wrong sort of name. It's more of a mixer, an audio mixer, an actual physical mixer where you plug in all your inputs, outputs,
Yes.
and then you can sort of you can adjust volumes on the run if you really need to.
So does that mean it'll pick up? What's it meant to do? Was it meant to separate the meter?
Well, yeah. So like people, games use them for like the basic ones. You can get real simple ones where you plug in the inputs. So one being the game console, and then also your desktop audio. So it's basically like having like OBS sort of the audio panel, but in a physical form.
I get you. Let me just test. All right, sweet. Mine's still plugged in.
I mean, you can tell you got the red light on yours.
Yep, no, it does. See, if it separates a little bit, it can be connected, but it isn't registering.
No, because the other thing is too, you got the printer cable one, remember?
No, well, that's part of it. But the new one I bought, right, wasn't specifically wasn't specifically for a printer. It just and that one fit in perfectly. This one originally, like, the plastic would hit it, but I've actually sliced off the plastic.
Oh yeah, I can see cut marks on it.
Yeah, so it should fit.
Should be fine.
It should fit, but it doesn't click in. It just sits in.
Who knows how old that cable is too?
No matter which one of these cables I use, they just sit in. Does yours click in or sit in?
It's click-ins.
So you actually got to add a bit of force to
because
pull it out.
it sort of makes a sort of thud sound.
Yeah, this one you can just kind of. I mean, it makes a slight click, but it doesn't lock in. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like it clicks from hitting the end. That's why I'm holding it like this.
Yes.
With like my finger around it.
Yeah, for those who are watching the video format, there's a lad in my room. Just don't ask.
Yeah, he doesn't use it.
No, I do actually. We have a manhole literally outside this door.
Yeah, he doesn't use it.
No, we do because we've had mice on the roof.
Yeah, he doesn't use it.
Shut up!
I
do. Yeah, no, because you know why? So, that's a shame. Because you unplugged it.
It didn't. No, I don't think it was that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. What we're going to do is swing this in between us
And give up.
No, we're going to leave it here and we can talk to that one microphone.
All right. So am I unplugging this?
Yeah, you can unplug.
Okay. Just use what you can for starters.
Yeah. So
actually, you know what'll make it look more realistic if I do this.
Oh, perfect, Troy. Perfect. Yes, perfect.
Now it looks like I'll just hold it like this. Yes, I'll as close as I can.
That's fine. So no, the reason why we have mice in the roof is because the land works.
The land works.
So like, there was a period of time where they were doing land works to clear up the land to prepare
they're doing work on the land.
Yeah, and then so there was this stuff
They're
sitting there for
working on the
a good
land.
half a year,
Yeah.
and so over time mice would have inhabited it, and so we had no mice issues for a while, And now people are commenting on the community group saying, we've got mice in that area, so...
Oh, really? Well, yeah, mice are everywhere.
Yeah, well,
You're lucky you don't have rats.
Yeah, well, that's true, actually. But yeah, no, we did... So we've had a lot of mice activity and we've got traps currently out there.
This used to be farmland, and it's still got plenty of farmland around it.
Exactly. So that's it. But so that's just really unfortunate because, you know...
You got any cockroaches yet, though?
No.
Oh. Lucky. We got no mice because all the roaches get them.
Well, the thing is, you live on swampland.
Actually, we've got rats as well.
You live in a flood.
But only in the compost bin.
Well, I mean, keep them in there, I guess.
Yeah, I threw something in the compost and the rat moved, and I was like, oh, there's a rat in there. And Corny goes, that's why we don't throw out meat scraps. Because I've thrown out, because she doesn't throw out meat scraps, I do.
Yeah.
That's how you get rats.
But you put them in you put meat into the compost.
A couple of times, yeah. Not that much.
You can probably
we're lazy. I mean, you can do it. It's perfectly fine. It just means you might get rats.
I mean, you
in the compost.
You can do one thing that'll piss off the council a little bit. We'll just put meat in the green waste bin.
Oh no! Oh, that's horrible.
And then that way you can sort of shoo off all the mice to the council's dump.
But no, meat is. I mean, meat's perfectly fine to compost. It's just people don't do it because, like I said, it attracts like rodents and stuff. Mm-hmm. It attracts carnivorous creatures.
Oh, that's a good word.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the last podcast episode we did. I struggled to read out the word familiarities.
Familiarities?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
I had issues in that podcast. It's the one that's just before this one, folks. We're talking about dreams.
I struggled a little bit with saying it then.
You did well. You sound like you nailed it. Oh,
carnivorous creatures.
Carnivorous, because there's carnivores and then there's herbivores.
Are you struggling with carnivorous? Instead of carnivorous, that.
Caravan of virus. Because there's the carnivores and herbivores.
See, I struggled there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Familiarity.
Not easy to
I
speak.
can't say it. I had a struggle there. I used to be able to say it. Familiarity. Yeah.
This is why we did that self-reflect episode to realise what we can and can't say.
Yeah. I thought I didn't say it right when I said it.
No, that's okay.
I got familiar. That's easy to say.
It's a lot easier.
And
deja. What was that word? Deja rever.
Deja rever. That's different.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's not a case of. That's just not knowing how to say the word.
That's correct.
How it's pronounced.
That's because I'm not French. Obviously. So we should say we're recording literally 2 days after the last one.
Yes.
And so our highlights is what we're doing right now, I guess.
Basically.
we mucked around because I got a Switch and a Wii, and Troy brought his USB 64 controller. And it actually works, surprisingly. I don't know why I was surprised by it. Because Nintendo, we talked about earlier, like they...
We worked with Rocket League, so...
Yeah.
Finally got my other controller fixed, which was nice.
Was it worth a Scrabble in the end? Like, was it worth it?
Now I can use this and that, so yes. Now I've sort of worked out. And to be fair, if I'd plugged in any other controller, it might have screwed up things. Yeah. So I would have had to have been stuck with only using the Xbox 360 control. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Xbox...
something.
I guess it's the Elite control, but I guess it's an Xbox.
It's still an Xbox controller.
It's a one, yeah. Yeah.
Which is the thing though, because like back in the day, it used to be, do you have a PS2 controller? And you got a PS1 controller. But now it's like, do you have the Xbox Elite controller?
Well, no.
Or do you have the? Well, because Nintendo they started, they had they had the Wiimote, but then they had the nunchucks.
So the Joy-Cons.
And then the Joy-Cons and the Pro-Cons and the Pro Switch controller and.
I think it's a little different with Xbox and PlayStation because generally you've got the main Xbox or PlayStation controller, then you've got the off-brand ones, and that doesn't really matter what. It's just another company's made controller or a fake like what you've got,
like the Power Core.
Yeah, and then you've got I guess you could say the more expensive controller with all the extra added features because I'm pretty sure PlayStation's got its own Elite controller.
I think they would, but yeah, no, because I think they call it the Dual Sense or Dual Shock. That's what they call it. That's their name.
I suppose that would make sense. But it is nicer to use the Xbox Elite controller versus a normal Xbox controller, even without the back buttons, which is the main reason I got it. Mm-hmm. The fact that everything is adjustable to like the buttons, the sensitivity, even the little the D-pad. You can take it out and plug in a normal D-pad, so it's a normal 4 points. Or even a rounded one, versus my one, which is like that. I don't know how to call. I don't know what to call except like an octagon D-pad or something.
Yeah. So actually, you're touching on something that I was thinking about recently. Was Because we need more content, Troy. We need more content for you to listen to at work.
I'm the one who told you we need more content.
No,
because I need more stuff to listen to.
So I was actually thinking,
we need more content.
Like we did that episode about commercialism. I was talking about like I was driving along a part of a road and there was like so many McDonald's, and I was thinking last night like, is there a point where having too many of one thing can actually be a bad thing?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one with 2 guitars over there.
Well, actually, one of them is mine. Thank you very much. And the other one's Letitia's.
So how many do you need?
One's enough. Well, the thing is, because mine's a 7-string. So for those who like guitars and know what guitars are, 7-string is mainly used for metal. Because you get
it does look like there was an extra string.
Yeah, so...
Wait, how many are on a normal guitar?
6.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And Letitia's a 6-string, obviously. But yeah, mine's a 7-string because you get the extra lower note. So you can play like...
I don't want to play that guitar. It's got too many strings.
It's funny, though, because she did guitar lessons when she was a teenager.
That I did not know.
I know. Which is, I mean, that's why she's got it. But the funniest thing was she put, like...
She's great.
She's got it's a little labeler that you find on a switchboard. It says isolation switch. And then she's got it next to the jack put where you put your... the cable to plug into an amp.
She's got the switch?
That's the isolation switch.
Oh, okay.
It says legit... I'll show you, actually. It's kind of funny.
Okay.
But I like it because it kind of makes sense. Isolation switch.
Oh, I see.
And that's where you put the plug in.
Yeah, I get it. So she stuck that on there.
I don't know why the reset A and reset B is there, though. I don't know.
Did someone push... Wait, did she buy it like that, or did she put it on there?
Honestly, do not know.
Okay. Isolation switch.
Which makes sense because it's just turning off and on. It's on off, basically.
Well, I mean,
because if you want to plug into an amp to play music, you plug it in, and it's the isolation. Well, it's not like a switch, but
I was going to say, there you go. See, there's the isolator.
Yeah, kind of. Because, like, obviously, in an electrical switchboard, you use the isolator switch to turn off power to a certain area.
I didn't know that. I thought you just used the on-off button.
Well, there's they call it the main switch, but basically it's an
isolation switch. Are you telling me the isolator switch separates one area from another?
It isolates power from the circuits.
You're like, just before you're like, I'm struggling with words. Meanwhile, anyway, you plug the isolator into the separation board.
What does it mean by that?
That causes the electrical circuitry to blah, blah, blah.
Actually, it's kind of funny because a lot of people, that's why when I go to a job, I tell them I'm here to test the RCDs. And they'll go, what? And I go, oh, safety switches. Because that's what
I'm here to... Yeah, the amount of times I'm on the phone to you when you're like doing your work and the person comes in and you're like, oh, I'm just testing tagging. I'm just testing your thing.
Electrical safety testing.
Do people just come in, see you like working on the board and like, what are you doing here? Are you touching the power board? Why are you touching the power board?
Did I tell you about my experience?
Is that why I powered out just before?
maybe I didn't tell you. I don't want to put this on the episode. I was working at an aged care.
You don't or do want to put this on the episode?
No, I do want to put this on because it was funny.
Okay.
I was working at aged care in the top floor where the dementia ward is.
Oh, and an old man naked came up to you and went, hello. Oh, Jake, is that you? Jake, my boy.
No.
It's been so long.
That hasn't happened, thankfully. No, I was...
Get back to bed, son.
I'll whip
your ass.
This lady, I think she was Spanish or Italian, and then, because I had the door open, so it was partially blocking the hallway. Not haze, but like a little bit. Anyway, she was with the walk and she kept ramming into it. And talking in her native language. And I'm like, I don't know a single word you're saying, lady.
Hola, señor.
And then she said, puta. I'm like, but I know what that word means.
What does it mean?
Puta means like bitch. Or something.
You got called bitch by an old Spanish or Italian lady? Probably Italian.
It was so funny because there were these agency workers who helped with aged care people, and they were laughing at because they were coming past when she was saying things in her language, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, and then she said "puta," and I was like, oh, but I know what that word means, and the two people who walked past, they're like, oh my god, they laughed. But yeah, it was very funny.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, yeah, that was just a little funny moment that I've had at work. But yeah. Oh, I remember I don't know why we're talking about work because this is a weird tangent, but one of my first experiences with this job was working in aged care, and it was in another dementia ward. And basically, I was doing on a switchboard, and there were these two older people. I don't know if they were related or married or anything. Anyway, there was a lady with a doll counting, just constantly counting. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Like she was just counting randomly.
And then she stopped and restarted and started counting again.
I think so. But this other fellow came along and said, oh, you're counting again. And we're like, oh, that was funny.
Oh dear, I do love it when you count to 100.
So then after I finished that switchboard, I walked around the corner and they were sitting next to each other. And he kissed her. I'm like, Okay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh, when you count to 100, that's when I give you a big smooch.
Like, this is a dementia ward. Yeah, this is weird.
That happens a lot in dementia wards.
I know, but like, I know. It was just, that was one of my first experiences,
Like,
and it was hilarious.
I remember because my mum worked for a aged care place, and you literally sometimes you had to separate certain people from each other because they'd be in bed together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and and a couple of times. She's heard stories, but so it might not be from her aged care, maybe other aged cares, but they found people in bed together who think the other person is their partner from like 20 years ago or something, or 50 years ago. So they think it's this person, but the other person thinks it's their other person from 50 years ago.
Whose person is this? Yeah. My work, like with aged care, it's like some places are the worst. They had this place where it smelled like death.
That's
it was just disgusting.
When you say it smelled like death, what do you mean?
Like, it just had a putrid smell of either feces or corpse.
Oh,
like it just stunk. But the good news was that they demolished it like after 2 years, which was nice.
I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's just the worst. Oh. But yeah. I guess kind of another thing too about that, because I was thinking about how much is too much, is it good? I have a lot of junk.
I wasn't going to say anything.
No, I don't care. I was going to say it for you.
I was gonna say, like, you were talking about commercialism and all that, and I'm seeing like all this. Like, what are those up there?
Yeah, I got a lot of amiibos.
Yeah, I'm seeing amiibos. I'm seeing 2 guitars.
To be fair, I had more.
I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different controllers.
I like Nintendo. But
Okay,
there is...
okay, and I understand, because you need the GameCube control for the GameCube, but you don't have one, but you can play the Wii games on the GameCube.
And actually, to a degree, you can... I don't have any more, but there's a GameCube adapter for the Switch you can get.
And I understand you need the... what is it? The
You know what? I was thinking about selling that.
Oh, yeah? How much?
I don't know. 100?
I don't know. 100? I'll buy it off for $100. But I don't have any games. How much did you buy it for? I know you got it from Cash Converters. You get everything.
I got 140.
I'll buy it for you for $100.
Yeah.
Because, wait, I thought you were using this.
Yeah, it was, but like, I haven't actually... Because the problem is, right, for those who don't know, I'm a shiny hunter on Pokemon. Mm-hmm. So I usually have a theory, like, if you have 2 consoles, you can halve your chances a little bit. Increase your luck.
You mean double your chances?
Double your chances, yes. Sorry. Yes, that would be the right terminology.
Okay. If you have more...
You're making it worse!
Turns out the more control... the more things you have, the less chance you'll get something.
Yeah. So, yeah. And like, because we were just playing on the Wii games earlier, and
everyone knows 6 wheels are worse than 4.
That's true. Why do they even have 6?
Well, some trucks do because of the extra weight.
I did see one of them. Remember we were talking about how the reason why there's no F250s or 350s in Australia?
Yeah.
Because of how big they are.
Mm-hmm.
I saw I think it was a Silverado. Mm-hmm. But like, this thing had a chunk as wide as lane. I'm like, how does that get past?
But, well, they just fit. They actually just fit.
Because this thing looks like... Because I wondered, again, because it's so big, why do you need a car so big? Is it you overcompensating for something?
I mean, some people, yeah. Some people just like big cars.
I guess that's true.
But, I mean, because I never used to be, like, I wasn't much of a van fan. Mm. But now, since I've got one, I really like one. Although, I'm kind of like that. When I've got a Toyota Camry, Toyota's my favourite brand. When I've got a Ford Ranger, Ford's my favourite brand. When I've got a Volkswagen, well, then the Volkswagen's my favourite brand.
Yeah, he can't pick or choose too much.
To be fair, it's each car that I've used has got newer and newer, I think. So yeah. I prefer it. But then I get into Courtney's Kia, and I'm like, this thing is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it drives really well performance-wise, but the buttons for the what's it called? The cruise control and the radio and even the Google Play thing is a nightmare. Or whatever the screen thing is called.
CarPlay or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it's Google thing. Oh, no, it's Google.
CarPlay's Apple, though. I don't know what the Apple one, Android version is.
Well, this is I don't know if it's... I think it works with both, but it uses Google, so I'm assuming it's the Google one.
The Google one?
Because it works with Apple and it works with Samsung, but it probably uses Android.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think it is Android.
So, getting back onto too much stuff... I do have a lot of video games, I've realised. The thing is, though, I had this massive phase where I was like, I want to play old games again. And I didn't want to emulate or anything, because that feels cheapish. Like, it just doesn't feel real.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I got the Wii for free, which was an awesome pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and bought some DSs, some good DSs, very cheap. And I talked about in the last episode about the highlight that I fixed one, which was such a good feeling.
They need backwards compatibility. That's
well, they
Nintendo's next console should be able to play everything in the past.
That would be awesome. I don't know how that would work.
And you could download every game.
Well, that's been the issue with Nintendo.
That would also solve all the legal issues with people emulating games and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's so weird that because like Nintendo have had always this constant thing about trying to control what people can or can't play. Because they recently shut down the Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo Wii U shop.
Oh.
So you can't access any digital content anymore for those consoles.
No
but
good.
people have been able to hack and download
And create their own
homebrew
version?
stuff, and you can just download anything really. But yeah, because that's what creates the problem though, because Nintendo restricting access to games that you want to play. But how can you do it legally if they don't let you?
I don't know. I had the same, like I said, when I got Rayman for Courtney, I had the same issue, but fortunately Ubisoft had it.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't quite as simple as downloading, install, play, even though it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But there were workarounds, and I'm glad I actually got that version of the game, because I looked at the other versions and the quality was terrible.
Mm.
Like I didn't. Did I tell you this? I showed Courtney. Have you ever played Croc or Croc 2?
Yes. You've
So
seen people play.
I showed Courtney Croc, right, on the like the online version that you could play, and this was because it was the original style. Like it was very blocky and very like it was 3-dimensional, but it was poly, and it was very like the graphics were not very good at all. But it was exactly how they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I showed it to Courtney, and this is exactly how Rayman would have been if she played it. And she goes, "Oh no, I can't. I don't want to look at that."
Well, the times have changed and things have improved.
Yeah, I don't want to look at that. Like she got turned off the game before even looking at the game.
Well, it's weird though, because like Age of Empires 2, we talked about this also in the last one. Like that game is still going because it has its own sort of design and art style, and it just works.
Yeah, but it's also not. It's like you compare that to something like Croc.
Yeah,
and it's like the game and the way of the design was too far ahead of the actual graphics.
Yeah,
like the graphics couldn't keep up, so they had to sort of like give you friggin' 270p graphics.
Lovely.
Instead of HD.
Yeah.
Well, it's with Age of Empires, even if you had really bad graphics, because of how small everything was, they were able to keep things looking nice. Because of because like a game like Croc, you got this big character that takes up like an eighth of the screen. But with Age of Empires, every single unit and every single thing only takes up a tiny little pixel. Exactly.
Yeah. Because another thing too about having too much stuff, a major contributing thing is FOMO. I feel fear of missing out.
Wait, you mean to new stuff or old stuff?
Oh, both. It's both, basically.
I suppose that's true. I mean, we did get Rayman for the nostalgia for Courtney.
Yeah, and the thing is too, because series of games like Call of Duty, FIFA, NBA, like all those kind of games, there's a game literally every year. And so like there's probably someone out there who's got every copy since 2003 or whatever.
What you're saying, it makes me think of, because I was looking the other day, I looked at like, because I was talking about playing Croc Online, I looked at all the other online games, and this was stuff like from Atari and Windows XP and Windows 97 games and stuff, and that far back.
95, Windows 95.
And one of the websites I looked at was a download website. You know what the third biggest downloaded thing was?
Back in those days?
Like, so what people are downloading now, that's an old game.
Oh, okay.
It's...
not EVE Online.
No, it's that... I forget what it's one of the oldest games. It's that ranch, the not ranch game. It's the what's it called?
Sims Park.
Think of the old. What's the oldest game you can think of?
Race Mania.
It's older than that.
Evolution.
It was called
Sims Golf.
No.
That was a good game though.
It's the one about like people crossing. Like, you know, with
SimCity?
No, people was... You know when people were...
Frogger!
First crossing America?
No.
Okay.
The trail one.
Trail, that's it.
Oregon
Trail, that's it. That's the third or fourth most downloaded game, is Oregon Trail, like, remastered or something.
Distractable did talk about that once upon a time, I recall. But then because there was 2 games or something. Apparently, there was 2 of their games.
And then one of the other games is like Mario 64 and all that, which is an obvious one. And some other ones. Oh. But it was quite interesting because I started looking through all these old games. There was so many, and this is between the years of like I'm going to say 1995 and 2000. So let's say between that span of 5 years, there were like thousands of games made, and that was just back then. You think about it now, one's being made right now. So it's not just a fear of missing out. People probably have the same issue where I have, where it's like, what do you play? There's too many options.
Because another way you can think about this stuff is like our father-in-law has so many tools in such a small shed. Like, how do you keep track of that stuff? Like, I can understand why you'd need to have so many stuff, because like you never know when you're going to need to fix a blob of paint here, or you never know if you're going to screw a light bulb in with a particular screw that you've kept since 1992.
What do you mean? How do you relate that to the video games?
Well, I guess
they're trying to have every single one of them.
There's a difference between the like because this is a pleasure thing, having so many electronics and games and stuff versus like needing. The difference between versus wanting and needing.
I suppose that's true. Yes.
So like needing certain tools, which because also my dad. He's got the opposite. He's got a lot of stuff, but in a bigger shed. So like, and he's gonna be moving soon apparently. So he's gonna be selling that stuff off.
Oh really? What's he got? I'll buy some of it.
He's got a ride-on lawnmower.
I'll buy it.
And a tractor.
No, I don't think I'll be. Why does he have a tractor?
Have you seen the block he lives on? It's huge.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if he has the ride-on mower, why does he need the tractor? How big is?
Because so basically,
if he has the tractor, why does he need the ride-on mower? Does he have? Is his house separated from the rest of the block?
No, so it's basically it used to be like a paddock.
I know, but like for example, my brother's place, he's got a big property, right? But then he's got a fenced-off area in that property where he's got his house and his sort of backyard, front yard. So it's like a normal house, and then with a fence, and then a bigger fence around the actual property.
Yeah. So I believe the reason why he has a tractor is because he actually cultivates the land.
Okay.
So there's most of the property is mostly like farmland, and then you got the house basically in the middle.
Yeah.
Top of the hill.
Yeah, so you got to drive down a long driveway to get to his. Okay.
So there's a reason why he gets that stuff, but like he's going to be moving, you reckon, soon because he's trying to sell a house, and so half the stuff he's got in that shed is going to be sold off. Because like he's got stuff where he made his own snowboards, but this is when we're living back in South Australia where we have no snow. But he had a thing going where he was trying to sell.
We had a wood cutter so he could cut up. Yeah. What are snowboards made out of? Aren't they made of?
So it's basically it's wood, but then there's like a mixture of some sort of fiberglass stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say fiberglass. It would have been.
Yeah. So he actually sourced the materials and tried making actual snowboards. I don't know if he sold any.
I was going to say how'd that go?
I don't know.
Did he use any of them?
As
long as he used some.
Because he gave some to me and my sisters, which was alright, but I don't think I've ever used them. Because I don't go to the snow very often.
You went to the snow did he give you one before?
No, that was before.
Ah, okay, before we all went up to the snow for that thing.
Yep. Yeah, so, but I don't know if he sold any. He called them Quo snowboards. He called them Quo because Status Quo, the band from back in the day.
Status Quo?
Yes. There's a band called Status Quo, and they literally, every song is 3 chords, like dun 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 dun, one of those songs.
Yeah.
That's all they would play, those songs like that. So he called them Quo boards, but I don't know if
he could have called them Phillips boards.
He made Instagram
Phillip boards.
I mean, that would have been the better option. Phillip boards.
Phillips boards. I don't know.
Boards by Phillips.
Boards by Phillips. Yeah, that's not bad. I like that.
But anyway, yeah. So he's gonna have all that stuff, and he's gonna have to put it in storage and then sell it off. Which is a waste.
Well, I don't actually need a ride-on mower. I would have.
Think how much better it would be though.
Would have been back. It would have back at Belgrade. Would have needed one. That would have been great.
It would have been interesting because you got like a.
Although it would have fallen. It probably would have fallen over.
Yeah, knowing your property that.
There's a hill.
Oh, this whole place is a hill.
hit the rocks.
No, there's a root.
Lawnmower's broken.
But yeah, so I guess. Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like when it comes to tools in this house, I am very minimal.
You are, very yes, minimal. Your garage has got barely anything in it.
Yeah, as opposed to what yours looks like.
Yes.
At least we can park in that garage, Troy.
Yeah, well, no, Connie can park in the garage. I just have to move some things.
I was going to say, because you got that electrical roller door installed.
I had everything set up. Like, it was all in place, all in positions, and I gave Courtney the option. She could park her car inside. She never did, so I just started bringing stuff back out as I was working on it. Also, it's partly her fault because she wanted to paint and sand and fix that buffet and hutch.
Oh, okay.
So that meant that we made a mess over. Like, it took us about 3 weeks to do it. We probably could have gotten it done in like 2 days if we actually spent a full day or two on it. But it took like 3 weeks here and there.
Yep.
And that means we just left all the tools and stuff out, and I still haven't put most of it away. I also still haven't built, because I've been meaning to build a proper workbench, or even take the desk that I'm currently using with my computer, turn that into a workbench and buy a new desk.
Ooh.
Because I could get one from Officeworks that like lifts up and down.
Yeah, I'd want that too. This one is like this one was like $60 from Facebook Marketplace, and it's literally an IKEA. Because I remember
how much? 16.
60.
60.
It was on Marketplace. Someone in an office that was trying to get rid of their stuff, and we got this off of them. And yeah, you can tell it's not from IKEA because there was a big IKEA sticker saying its name and whatever it was.
I mean, I could tell immediately just by looking at it.
Yeah.
because I had one just like it, except it had the wood finish on top rather than white.
I mean, because I can still do more with this desk. I could probably drill holes to make it better for the desk, but like, I don't know.
You know it's bowing slightly, right?
I'm well aware. Because like you can see, where is this?
If I put a level on there, there's definitely like a 3mm gap.
Yeah,
over 1 meter.
I don't want you putting a screen on it. No.
Yeah, I can level it for you.
No, I don't think I've been exactly.
You joke about that, but we can put some framework on the sides and just fill it up with like cement and have like a cement top.
Pimp my ride.
Countertop.
Pimp my ride versus Officeworks. Pimp my office.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna take this desk and we're gonna fill it. We're gonna have a nice stone countertop finish, and it'll be just lovely.
What we're going to do is we're going to put some 6-inch speakers, surround sound.
You don't know, that's what people have done in houses.
I know.
They've made concrete countertops. Like, they've turned an existing...
Polished concrete too, probably, as well.
They do, yeah. Well, no, not always. Nice. Like, it depends on how much work you want to put into it.
That's true, and how much money you want to pay. Mm-hmm. People pay a lot of money for stuff.
When you can just get one custom made and sat on top.
Yeah, it'd be easier.
We thought of it, because that's what... we could do that at our place with our current one. That's what my mate... I went to my mate's... father, I guess he's getting married soon, so he's soon to be father-in-law's place. And I looked at their countertop, and then I was like, and I looked underneath it, and I could see the old countertop underneath because it was basically just sitting locked into place.
That's hilarious.
It looks good, but just nobody looks underneath a countertop.
Yeah, no one thinks about it because it's out of sight, out of mind.
That's right.
But yeah, well, I guess some things are necessary when you need to stock up on things that you might need or not, but yeah, mine's a bit of an unhealthy habit. But
also, I was going to say, with your garage, right? Letitia parks in the garage, right? But why can't you park to the left or to the right, and you have a little work area? You've got a big enough garage to fit 2 cars, which means you've got that much extra space.
I just don't need to work in there though, because I barely do anything tool-wise.
Fair enough. Well, it's not an issue.
Yeah, it's not really an issue.
Depends on if you want to do more stuff.
But we haven't got much room to do more stuff. The only thing we kind of want to do is out the back. We want to put like a little shade. So because we've got a sand pitish kind of area there.
A shade cloth, or
probably like the shades you have like a Bunnings in the garden section.
the triangle ones.
Yeah, we kind of
that's called a shade cloth. I think.
Oh, shade cloth. Okay.
I think they're called. I mean, anything's a shade cloth if it's a cloth on top of above everything. I should say. So
we kind of want to put that over the back there in that corner. So there's a little play area outside.
How high do you want it to be?
Not too high,
because you could just use like from the fence to the corner of the house.
Yeah.
And use that.
Yeah, because we have 1 point. I think to maximise the shade, you put the 1 point up this end and the 2 points down against the fence. That's how you get maximum shade, I think.
Well, what you could do is you could drill a hole into the brickwork and screw in a hook or something.
Hook, yeah.
And that would save you a lot. And then you can tie a rope to that, tie the actual shade, tighten it up. It'd work. You'd find a way. Ooh. Get Ian to help. Ian will help you.
Ian! Sick of his son-in-laws not being able to do things themselves.
I mean, not me. You more than me. I only got him to help me with the garage door because it's a 2-person job. And I trusted him to read, because he usually reads through all the instructions, double checks everything. And he forgot the most important thing, which even I, when I first looked at it, remembered, but I forgot because I was like, oh, he's got this handled, is we forgot to tie up the garage door before we loosened everything. So it unraveled itself.
Okay.
That because of that, something that should have taken 2 hours took us like 6 hours. Or 4. It took an extra, took an extra 3 hours, I think.
Because another thing too with having too much stuff, like, do you remember going to Ian's dad's place in Adelaide?
Yes.
Do you remember how much stuff he had in
it
the
was
back?
Great. Like, it was great, and that was after they cleaned it up. They cleaned it up a couple of years prior, apparently. Like, the whole family got involved, and they all came in and threw out a bunch of... It was quite funny, because when we went out, look, he had this big ice cream container full of nails and screws. Old rusty one.
You never know when you need them.
And it's full... Yeah, that's what I was like, oh, yeah, things are good. They're still good. And he's like, yeah, they're good. You never know when you're going to need them. I'm like, that's exactly it. And I was being half serious.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it was useful. Because I still got... I de-nail boards and keep the nails for that and have used them with things. Mm-hmm. Ironically, the nails that I've used from, like, pallets have been better quality and held better than the ones I've bought from Bunnings.
One of them I used to make a compost bin.
That's right, that was so good.
That was a funny old project.
You're like, that's not fair, that's cheating. I just rip off the boards and then put them on because the nails are still in and I'm just hammering the board on.
Yeah, about that technique, because some of them are coming back up, but that's fine.
Well,
it's expected though.
Well, yeah.
They're not proper screws, but anyway, it's all good. But
if you just get another nail and nail it in.
Yeah. No, it does. It's still pretty good though, actually. The only one regret was I wish I made the lids better, but it's fun. Because I didn't... The hinges are too small.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, I mean, it opens shuts probably, but it's just...
Are you talking about the hinges that you installed? So
yes. They were pretty small.
I told you to buy the...
I know. You expect me to listen? Yes. No.
Because if you used gate hinges, it would have worked better.
Yeah. Well, I think I've just run out of my subject there, but that's okay.
What was your subject?
Having too much stuff is good or bad?
You don't have too much stuff.
Good, thank you. I can tell my wife now.
You just got too much junk.
Yeah. That's the thing, like deciding if something's junk or if it's not.
Okay, Jackson, so...
here we go. Troy's going to go to my wardrobe.
Here we go.
And spot every amiibo.
Which one do I grab?
Troy, those plushies were given to me. I kid you not.
Here we go.
Those plushies were given to me.
Yoshi.
Those plushies were given to me. I kid you not. All those plushies were given to me.
Do you play with this?
No, but my Savannah might.
I was about to say, does Savannah play with this?
No, not yet. She does play with my Turtwig.
Does she play with this?
Not yet.
Does she play with it currently?
No.
So get rid of it.
No! I'm actually, you know what I'm going to do?
Now I'm going to...
I play with that one very much.
Does someone... Who plays with this?
I do. It's my face cam. When I'm streaming.
That's fair.
And it's kind of...
It's your face cam.
It's literally, I put the camera down there and it's just jolting facing at it. It doesn't make any noise. It's kind of funny because every now on Discord, people will at me like, oh, Wacko, new Joltic plushie.
I've just figured out...
The canoned pink Yoshi and
Jackson,
Joltic.
Now you've got that little stand for your camera, you can do like a
Troy,
little...
did you not realise there's a yellow Yoshi up there? You could have just done yellow Yoshi.
I wasn't planning on grabbing this.
That's okay, understandable.
I've got to find something
Also,
else.
this thing was also given to me.
Did Cole give it to you?
Yes.
Is that... I mean, I know this is what you were going for, but...
I didn't paint it. I haven't painted it yet, obviously.
Are you going to use this?
I'm going to display it.
You know this...
It's too small.
No! I feel like this is going to crumble in my hands.
Yeah,
Get it away from me.
Yeah, it's pretty fragile.
I'm too strong.
Strong? No.
Also, you've got... Okay.
Go on then.
Okay. Jackson.
Let the judging begin.
Why do you have that?
Because it's a project.
When you have this.
That's a work in progress, obviously.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I need to go shopping. I'll go Bunnings tomorrow maybe and get some stuff, but I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You've seen... Corny and I have got a whole spare room dedicated to
you
spare
do.
Junk.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we might run out of rooms because we might have a second kid. We don't know.
You never know when you're going to wear that costume you wore to Comic-Con like 4 years ago again.
Did you wear it for Halloween?
No, because it wasn't themed anime or anything like that.
Yeah,
the party we went to was classical horror movie themed, so people were dressed as Jason and and Scream, the guy from Scream and that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we still got my costume from when I went to Courtney's like 18th birthday party.
Uh-huh.
So it's 10 years old.
Okay.
Roughly.
About 10
years old, yeah.
Fair enough.
So it's a Luffy costume from One Piece.
Well, thank
Quite
you for
proud of it.
That's good. Well, thank you for not harshly judging my wardrobe.
I mean, that's just the thing that's 2 meters away from me. I'm sure I can find other things in this house.
No, all the junk I have is basically in this room.
Well, then there's not that much junk.
Thanks, good to know.
Except for that dartboard that's not being used under the bed.
Want a dartboard?
No, we've got one. And I can't... It's been sitting in the spare room. Because we can't hang it up. There's nowhere I can hang it up.
No, that's the problem. Yeah.
At least you can put that in your garage. Actually, why isn't that in the garage?
Because I don't have a mount for it properly.
Or even hanging up out on the decking.
Yeah, possibly.
Not decking. What is it? The
thing. Outdoor area.
Pergola.
Yeah, it's called the outdoor area.
Call
it the outdoor area.
Fair enough. Why isn't it hanging in the outdoor area?
Because it's lying low. Legit. Lying low.
Yes. Out of sight, out of mind.
Basically. We liked darts back in the day. I love darts. It's just a problem when you grow up and you just forget it over time.
That is true, but if you want to comment on junk, I mean, Ian and Andrew have got more junk than you guys.
Yeah, I suppose.
When you think about, because the dartboard at their place, all the stuff in that area hasn't been touched.
Yeah, gardening stuff.
Doesn't get used unless we come over and can play darts with them.
Yeah. All right, so I'm happy with that conversation.
Good talk. Good
team. I want to end with
What was the subject?
Too much stuff is good about... You know this already.
Okay.
So I want to end on this funny news report.
I saw the Monopoly.
This is a legitimate news report that I found.
Okay.
It is Sky Sports though, but Sky News. Sorry. But...
Oh well, I'll be leaving.
We know about Sky News.
Wait. Is it the late night Sky News or the earliest? It matters because late night is where they speak the truth.
Well, this is the Sky News UK, I believe.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm not sure. I guess not because I think they have Sky over there as well.
Sky News.
Yeah, it's
This could have been the radio.
Oh, mate, Robert Murdoch.
You should have made this the radio episode.
Maybe next time.
So
Brussels. So the capital city of Belgium, Brussels. Brussels Monopoly game Row ends in samurai sword fight, with man said to be fighting for his life.
Wait, Brussels board game Row?
Yeah, so
a row.
No, a row. So someone's had a row, with a bit of a fight.
So they were playing board games.
Yep.
They got into a fight. Someone pulls out a katana.
I saw, yeah.
A katana. Got to be specific there because I think that's yes. And tries to kill someone.
So let's get into the story here.
In Brussels.
Yeah, the street where the game had taken place was left with large stains of blood after the violence broke out at 5 a.m. on a Sunday.
They were up all night playing board games.
The trouble reportedly started in the forest area of the Belgian capital. At Forest?
Yeah, I was about to say Forest.
Were they drunk?
Were they playing board games or were they playing board games RIL?
As 5 a.m, when residents became annoyed by 4 people playing the board game on the pavement outside their home.
Jake, what are you doing?
I'm just playing Monopoly, mate. I
am no longer Jake. I am Grognar the Destroyer. I roll +5 when he pulls. I get sharpness of unyielding on my sword katana. The guy's saying what he's doing as he's literally attacking someone.
Starts shouting Harry Potter spells.
You rolled a 20, that means you get to bring out the samurai.
A man came out of his house apparently brandishing a stick and got into an argument with the Monopoly players. Understandable, it's 5 a.m, people are playing Monopoly outside your door.
They were playing Monopoly out in the forest at 5 a.m?
In the pavement outside someone's home.
Were they high on... Were they high?
I don't know. Reporters say that a resident's son that came outside armed with a Japanese samurai sword in its holster.
I thought the board game players would be the ones with the katana.
That's what I thought too, but then again, that would be a bit weird.
But
it's like Russian roulette version.
Dad
of Monopoly.
comes out with a stick.
Yep.
And then the kid comes out with a katana.
Dad, I got this.
No, it's son, bring me my katana.
Bring forth the katana. But with a Belgian accent, obviously. But anyway. During the scuffles that followed, the katana sword became exposed after the sheath was allegedly removed by one of the Monopoly players. Ooh.
So what, he grabbed it and pulled
Yeah, he must have. The player tried to grab the katana.
What, the katakana?
It's the characters of Japanese.
I know, that's why.
The player tried to grab the katana and remove the holster. The son tried to get it back.
The holster, or
yeah, remove the holster.
While he was pointing the sword at the guy, put it back.
It's thought.
Put it back.
It's thought the son and one of them.
Get back in there.
Help! I'll hit you with this radiation. I'll turn you down. It's thought the son and one of the Monopoly players were injured by the blade.
Yeah, I wonder.
The police confirmed 2 men were taken to hospital. The
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Are they even allowed to have a sharpened katana?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't be just roaming around the street with a real katana. That'd be kind of sus. The Monopoly player was later discharged, local media reported, but the resident's son was said to be in a life-threatening condition. Both men were also arrested. The area along the street where the game had been played, which consists of 3 men and a woman, was left stained with large patches of blood and scattered with Monopoly cards after the confrontation.
Well, I'm just imagining the slices on like that. Because you put your slice. Because if it's sharp...
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's not a fake sword. That's
the
legit.
wound, get your arm cut, like the skin literally like separates.
Okay, one for the Japanese here.
One for the Japanese.
Yeah, and you'll get why.
Oh wait, the katana.
No.
And Monopoly in a Brussels Monopoly fight wasn't.
No. This story is very Japan. So bear meat sold at vending machine at train station in Japan for £13.
Was it bear or was it
bear?
panda?
Bear. So I don't really know. Panda. If it was panda, that'd have been a bit. But do you think? The unusual locally captured cuisine is available around the clock for hungry commuters, with 10 to 15 packs.
Vending machine.
Because
was it a cold? Did they have a cold storage vending machine?
Well, Japan has so many.
I know they've got lots of vending machines, but I don't know what like. Is it a freezer vending machine? I didn't even know you could get freezer vending machines. I suppose you can get cold drinks.
Just fringe ones.
You get cold drinks.
Exactly.
So. Who's buying meat from a vending machine?
The machine was installed in November last year near Savannah, near Tazawako Station in Akita. Local restaurant Soba Goro wanted to appeal to tourists by wanting to try something different at the dinner table. According to Japan's national newspaper, the Mainichi, the meat comes from locally captured wild bears and is available around the clock.
They're a nuisance.
People from... Well, they kind of are.
I'm surprised we actually here in Australia... I'm surprised we're not selling deer meat in like supermarkets.
We do. It's more the butchers though.
No, but I mean in supermarkets.
Oh, I suppose.
Like maybe I know butchers would sell it.
Yeah, maybe just a one.
Because you can get kangaroo from like Safeway and that and Coles. But because deers are a nuisance. Plenty of deers around to hunt.
People from regions of around Tokyo have also inquired about buying the meat through mail orders.
Oh.
So if you can't get to the vending machine...
You want to save on postage so you don't use a sealed bag? The mailman knocks on your door and he's just holding like this letter, but it's just red and dripping.
A local hunting club...
Mail for...
It was a male bear. No. A local hunting club captures the bears in mountains and then processes them at slaughterhouse. This is usually done during bear hunting season. What
are the sizes of Japanese bears?
There must be like
are they
dogs.
Native bears?
There might be. I don't think they're very big though. The ones in Japan. The meat is currently sold.
They're not hunting black bears.
Brown picture looks like that.
What does the bear look? Oh, that looks like a black bear.
Yeah, it does.
That does
look
small
like a
black bear.
Some
black bears are
small. Yeah. The meat is sold for 2,200 yen, which is about $20, I guess, with the words black bear and bear meat on display. There we go.
How much do you get? A kilo?
It doesn't actually say.
$20.
Oh, here. So on average, the vending machine sells between 10 to 50 packs of meat a week. Actually, doesn't say how much is in there.
Okay.
A spokesperson said the bear meat tastes clean and it does not get tough even when cold. It can be enjoyed in a wide range of dishes from stewed steaks.
Oh, yummy.
But yeah,
I've tried bear. I don't think I've tried bear.
I mean, I'm surprised as Australians we don't eat koala bear. But again, why would you want to have koala bear when they all have chlamydia?
Well, also they slow you down.
That's true. But yeah. That's just
I think the main reason is because they're endangered. Or they will be endangered.
I mean, Japan literally does anything, though. We talked about the AI robot that they tried to create to get into one of the universities, and it failed.
Oh, yes, you told me about that. Yes, it couldn't do the test.
It couldn't do the entry test. which is kind of funny though. But yeah.
Well, I wonder why, because when their answers and stories is very basic.
But yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff in the world too. I just wanted to break that into the episode.
Yes, Katana attack.
That sounds weird though, hearing
Katana attack over Monopoly game.
In Belgium. Like, I'm trying to think, because I don't think...
Wait, where is Belgium?
Like, Western Europe. Like, before France, near France and Germany, between France and Germany.
That's what I thought, yeah. So, yeah, it's more of a Scandinavian...
Almost, kind of. But yeah, like, because when you think of Belgium... Like,
they're very nerdy, those countries, like Switzerland and all that.
Belgium. I feel like Belgium would be.
They've got a few nerds. Few people, yeah.
And in greater portions too.
Mm-hmm.
But like you think, because medieval times, they would not have been wielding katanas. They would have been wielding like axes and pikes and stuff like that. Not katanas.
Yes, well, that just goes to show how times change.
True. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can buy a katana these days. Because
they used to wear thick armor. That you needed a big battle axe to get through, but now nobody wears armor, so you can use a nice sleek sword like a katana.
If you've got one lying around, it's kind of nuts that you can just buy a cleaver though.
Like when you say cleaver, you mean the big axe?
Meat cleaver.
A meat cleaver. What's wrong with a meat cleaver?
Have you seen how big they are?
I've got a meat cleaver.
Good.
It's not that big. It's like a square.
I know, but like they're just so sharp.
I mean, depends on the cleaver. Ours isn't very sharp. Also, they're not designed. They're not designed to cut.
I know.
They're designed to smash. You use them to get through bone and that, and to push down. And
so, for those at home listening, you've been using the cleaver wrong all this time.
Well,
or is it just me? Maybe just me.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. If it is actually a sharp one, you can slice with it, but you're better off using a nice knife.
Yeah.
But use it to like get through the. Not necessarily bone, although you can get through bone, but no, but thick cartilage and fat and whatnot. Oh. That's the reason why you see in movies, you see the person like they always do like the, and then the person comes into the store and they go and throw it on the table, and then the butcher in like any sort of old style movie, he's like cutting up something. The guy comes in to buy something, and he throws the cleaver on the board, and it goes into it. But you see them, they're not carefully slicing, they're going bang, bang. But yeah, it wouldn't be illegal because it's essentially just a small knife with a big... It's like an axe.
Basically. Yeah.
Axes aren't illegal.
Not really.
In fact, double-sided axes aren't illegal either, but they're just stupid to have one.
There's so many
because you're more likely to hit yourself with it than you are to...
There are so many weapons you can just go out and buy if you think about it. It's nuts. You can go buy axe, pickaxe, chainsaws...
I just reminded myself of a video. I saw a guy. He turned two literal axes, into an axe.
Oh, a guitar.
Yeah, he welded them together and then like created the thing for it and then set up all the stuff. So he literally and he even used it as an axe, all stringed up as a guitar.
Can I tell you that's not the most messed up thing I've seen?
That's not. It's not messed up. It's just cool.
Used legit. No, this is true.
It's just awesome.
I think now it's one of the Scandinavian countries. Someone used the remains of their grandfathers, so they've got their grandfather's skeleton.
Oh no, that is messed up.
And he turned that into a guitar.
That is kind of messed up. That is very messed up, but also very metal.
So there's the video of the guy playing
it's
guitar.
So metal, but also messed up.
It's just bones, like literally a skeleton.
Yeah, no, the axe thing's cool. That's just messed up. This guy really didn't like. Did he love his grandpa or hate him? I don't know.
I don't know how that would have gone down. Hey, Grandpa, when you die, can I use your bones for something?
I mean, sounds like he was cool with it, because if it's his grandpa, then the parents also got to agree to it, I guess.
That's one called Grandpa, I guess.
And then there's the spouse, if she's still around.
Yeah.
And like the aunts and uncles. That's just,
Yeah. Yeah, it's messed up.
Believe it or not, there's nothing wrong with owning human remains.
Not really.
There's nothing illegal, I don't think, about it. Or is it? I'm going to Google that. In Australia, it might be. I don't know if in other countries, but I know that in America, it's actually not illegal to have human remains.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to just do one quick silly AI thing. It's not a news article, it's just a thing I saw on Twitter. Okay. So I think this was Nova. Someone said to Nova, give me a number between 0 and 9 and I'll guess it. And the Nova says, sure, I choose a number 7. The person says, is it 7? He goes, yep, it is 7. Well done.
Okay, so in America, It's completely legal. It's all fair game to buy, sell, and own
Human
remains,
remains.
except Native Americans.
Okay.
Which makes a lot of sense spiritually.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'm going to say in Australia, according to Human Tissue Act, it is illegal to buy and sell human remains in Australia. There you go. So it's actually illegal here, but not in America.
So sell or buy. So I'm assuming when you have possess of human remains, that's also illegal.
Correct, but buying them, sell or buy. I think it's to do with family. You can't really say, because if someone's got their family members' remains,
yeah.
But then again, they either bury them or cremate them. So at that point, when they're cremated, it's having their remains, but it's having them in ash form, so it doesn't really count as having remains.
Yeah, this is the thing I was just reading out while you were looking up.
Although it's got here, Western Australia auction house pulls human skull from sale after complaint.
Probably Indigenous Australia, maybe.
Maybe. Probably just a skull. Human skull shaped in a... Oh, it's a human skull shaped in a ceremonial cup.
Please. That looks too human-like.
Listed skull for sale this week, described as a rare antique European human skull ceremonial cup with white metal and brass tin. So it's an actual cup.
Okay,
it's
not a
skull.
skull.
It's a skull that's been turned
Shape.
into a cup.
Yeah.
So it probably doesn't look like a human skull as much anymore.
No, it's fine dining. It's a cup. Take it to your dinners. Yeah, this thing here.
You sent me that. What is that?
So this is Nova.
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
You know how AI is meant to be really smart and intelligent?
Whoops, I just locked your phone.
It's
Speaking of smart
the person.
and intelligent.
The person said choose a number between 1 and 9.
Yeah, I saw. Sure, I choose 7. Is that? Oh wait.
Because it wanted him to guess, so I'm gonna pick a number and I'll guess it.
So the person said, "Give me a number," and the AI said, "Sure."
I picked 7. And the guy's like, "Oh, was it 7?"
Yes, it's 7. Well done. Oh my goodness. So I thought it was the AI saying to the person,
No.
Okay.
Give me a number between 0 and 9 and I'll guess it. Sure, I choose number 7. Is it 7? Yep, well done. Wow. AI's come so far. Oh, far out. Well,
That's
I think...
funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it very well.
No, that's fair.
I was at work when I was editing that thing for... Was that when you sent it to me?
Yes, probably.
And I was editing that thing, and so I... so I took a quick glance at it, and then I was going to I'll come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. So, I think that'll about wrap us up for today, guys. We've about to reach the hour mark.
And also, our experiment didn't go so well. We lost it within 3 minutes.
Well, no. It's fine, because this call captured it, probably.
Probably. Well, it's
as soon as that stopped and I just brought that towards the middle.
So, stop making noise. I will make noise. Yeah, it's capturing my voice.
Yeah, it's capturing mine right too.
And it's in the yellow.
Well, because you know why? Because it's kind of facing towards more you. I thought it favored.
We'll get in the red!
Wow.
I hope I didn't wake up Savannah.
Savannah's already awake. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, but now she knows you. Now she knows you're home.
I think she would have known already. That's why she's awake. Dad and Troy want to shut up. Did I know the time you and Troy were speaking in the room next door to me? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Alright guys, so yeah, this will...
If she remembers that, I'll be impressed.
I would also be impressed. I'll tell her.
Remember when I was 2.5?
Nearly 2.
Nearly 2. When I was nearly 2 and you guys were in the other room being loud.
You talk about that katana attack in Belgium over a Monopoly game.
She's got perfect eidetic memory, so she just remembers.
She is pretty big brain. Jokes aside. But yeah. No worries guys, well thank you guys for listening and watching us. If you like what we do, subscribe to us on YouTube or for the video form. Otherwise subscribe to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Acast. And I'm going to punch Troy in the head because he's literally right here. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Au revoir.
Oh, they said I'm done.
I'm done. I'm finished. Good eye, mate.